Join the legendary Force MDs in the morning, along with Dr. Pebbly Pooh, the first female hip-hop soloist, in the mornings on the Force MDs Morning Show, featuring Dr. Pebbly Pooh, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, live on Facebook or on Uni TV and radio on the Force MDs page.
Hey, Pete, young man, how you doing out there?
I'm great, man. How are y'all?
Oh, brother, look at little brother. Man, listen, man, I remember you was a little dude, man. You probably don't remember me, man. You know what I mean?
Oh, man, I haven't heard that in a minute.
No, but I was the mailman. The mailman. I said, drop the mail. I was a little dude. You stand at the door. You was yay high. You know what I mean? You had a little couple of dry boogers in your nose. You be looking up like, hey, you know?
Yo, what's up, man? Yo, I'm Steve McDay. So probably related. I don't know.
McDay. Oh, McKnight Jr. Oh, Steve, he didn't get that. He was like, come on.
I didn't get it either.
He said, it's too early for that bullshit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Hey, so, yo, where you at right now?
I'm in LA, man. It's,
LA. Okay, man.
Early morning.
LA. Oh, yeah. Oh, you know, and you damn right it's early. It's 7 o'clock in the morning there, right?
Yeah, man. I actually I just got back in the studio maybe 2 hours ago. So
that's what I'm talking about. You putting that
mean?
work in, brother. You putting that work in. You doing it right. Yo, listen, let's keep it real, man. It is a pleasure and an honor to have you here with us. You know, we're the Force MDs. We got Shanique, and our other host is not here today. Her name is Pebbly Pooh, and she's like the first female soloist that started this whole hip hop, movement. All right, Pebbly Pooh, and
nice.
Like I said, it's an honor, man, to have you here, man. So you out, getting your music out there now, huh?
I have dropped almost 20 songs this year already. My goal was to drop a song every Friday this year, man, just because I'd spent the last year working on all this stuff. I've kind of held it all to myself for, a slight bit of perfectionism. But to kind of get out of that, I challenged myself to really start that, and it's going pretty well. I actually have a new joint coming out next Friday on the 28th, which will be, I think my 9th or 10th song. Actually, it's really like almost my 15th song or something like that I've dropped. So working on a lot, man. Got 3 full albums coming at the end of the year. So they're going to be getting a lot of this.
Let me ask you something. So you heard of the boy Russ, right?
Oh, yeah.
So it sounds like you're doing that Russ format, because Russ broke through by putting out music every week. You know what I mean? Like every Friday he would drop a song every week, right?
Without a doubt, man. Yeah, and it's funny because you figure at that time, man, I had been wanting to do that for a long time, and everyone would tell me, oh, you can't put out that much music, you can't put out that much music, you got to do it the old school way, you got to drop a couple singles, you got to do all this. And young impressionable me listened to them and didn't put music out like that at the time, and I was already set up. But Russ definitely inspired me, just seeing what he was able to do within the hip-hop world in itself, for sure, man. So I offer so much more than just that, and I really haven't seen anybody in this new digital age take advantage of being able to do every single genre. I mean, my personal goal is to have a #1 album in every single and multiple genres at the same time. So yeah, man, I'm constantly working, constantly writing, and just evolving, man. That's really all I do. It's all I'm here for. I know.
So let me ask you something. Look, are you putting out your own? Are you putting out? Who's distributing? You got United Masters. Who you doing it yourself? Who you with right now?
I do it all myself. Yeah, I do it all myself.
Who's distributing your music?
I've got my own label. I go by Care About Sound.
So who's doing
the distribution? I have a couple different distribution deals.
Okay, like who?
Yeah, like with Universal for one. I've got one with Sony Orchard for another. And of course, I use all of the independent DSPs, United Masters, DistroKid, TuneCore. I mean, you name it, I probably have put songs out that way. There really isn't a platform I haven't used, to be honest. But at this point, especially with the albums I've got coming now, they're going to be official releases. Probably imprint partnerships with whichever label decides to jump on, and if they don't, I'm just going to drop it myself. As I've been doing, I've been releasing music for almost 10 years now. So
Wow.
luckily, I got ahead of the independent music game early. So yeah, man, it's pretty much me. One man shop, one stop shop.
And Brian, hey Brian, do you get a lot of pressure because your dad, your dad's status of him being Brian McKnight, just your dad's legendary status? Do you get a lot of pressure on your, a lot of pressure on yourself for you to just, or you just a person that's trying to get in your own lane and do what you got to do instead of people gonna compare you to your dad? You know how that goes. And so, how do you feel about that situation?
No. I've never had it, man, to be honest. I've never felt it. Not from my parents. And I've always told everyone, man, like my dad especially always taught me to do my own thing and to, not really care what people say, man. And that was really something that instilled in me early. And just to be honest, as a fan of my dad, he ain't really done nothing for a long time now. And with the amount of output that I've got, man, it's gonna be strikingly apparent all the differences between my dad and I soon. And I love the fact that beyond the family stuff, I really let my music kind of speak for me this last year and a half. And as I begin to become much more successful independently as myself, man, it only gives me more motivation and more. I don't know, man. It just fills me with much more motivation than it does pressure, I guess. But I know that comes from hooping too. I'm a basketball player, man, and I was the guy that always got the ball at the end of the game, and I was never scared to shoot the game winner. And I know that all of that really feeds into everything else that I do, man. And music, I know that I'm untouchable. Just because I've been doing this, I've been putting my work in. I'm well past my 10,000 hours. I mean, I was literally born into this game, man. So if anything, it really helped me. It really only helps me having my dad and having my mom too, as both, beacons on both sides of, first of all, how to be an independent artist and a great performer. I really learned that from both my parents, man. So no pressure. I love pressure.
Yeah, but you know what? That's good, man.
And I don't get many comparisons. My dad never did rock.
Well, like I said, everybody's in their own league. Pretty much. You come from a whole nother generation, and like I said, it's the music's different right now. The stories are different. Technology is a little more advanced. So you're gonna blaze your own trails. It's good to have some people with parents in the industry that give you the ropes and stuff, but you still gotta fend for yourself, what you're doing right now. And I'm impressed when you putting out the music every week. That impressed me. You caught me off guard with that right there, because most artists think that they still thinking that we still in this model of music like back in the day when we was out and your father was out, that somebody got to wait for people to do this and do that. You just got to put the shit out, and that before you know it, it's going to eventually stick. And then it grows its own legs. All the stuff you put out before then, everything comes back to the forefront, and then you're in your own lane. Then you built your own audience, so you definitely on it. Now let me ask you. I'm gonna let's jump out the music for a second and let's talk about basketball, because I felt a little pressure when you said that you play ball. My hands start itching and whatnot like that. I'm like, I start itching a little bit. Now the young lady Shanique up there. I mean, she played with, she was like the top scorer in Rochester with the girls hoop team. They was called We're Just Dreaming. Their team is called Just Dreaming. But why you shaking your head, Shanique?
If anyone can lie so easily, how could you ever trust them? It just flows off of your tongue so smoothly.
No, hey, listen. She got a crossover. She got a 3-pointer. But hold on. So where you play? When you play forward, center? Where you play? What position you play?
I played 1 through 5, man.
I got man.
I played 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5.
So how tall are you?
Yeah, unguarded.
Steve, you heard this? You heard my G here? He said, yo, we got to bring you to the Ruckers in New York, Ruckers Park, man. We don't hear nothing you say, baby Paul, until you come to Ruckers Park.
There,
oh, you been there?
Oh yeah, 3 times. I
played with all these you played Dykeman too?
Oh yeah, man. I played in Rochester too, which is funny.
Oh, really? Okay. A lot of people know about Rochester.
Buffalo, man. So.
Okay.
We did a lot of hooping out there. Yeah.
You said in Buffalo too?
High school, man. I stayed out there. Oh yeah.
We're in Buffalo or Rochester or both?
Both. We spent a lot of time out there, man. Tour days. I mean, you figure I toured with my dad for maybe 9 years straight, and we hooped in every city across the world, man. So.
Hey, Brian. What age was you when you started beating your dad in basketball? I know he's nice. Your father's nice in ball. I know that.
I was 16. Yeah, I was 16.
Wow!
Wow! Yeah, we used to go at it. But, yeah.
I gotta make a call, man. I gotta make a call. Let me call Big B up and ask him this. Hold on a second. Everybody, just y'all pause for a second. Let me just.
Yeah, he'll tell you.
Okay, it went to the. It's going to voice. It's going to voicemail. Hold on a second. We're gonna try to get the call back in. We're gonna because you know you saying some real. You're real confident right now. You're real confident with this basketball here. Hold on. You lucked up. It's going to voicemail. It's going to voicemail, bro. It's going to voicemail. I want to hear, I want to see some footage, man. I'm not just believing anything no more. I want to see footage. I want to see a 16-year-old Brian McKnight Jr. Crossing his father, and his father falling like Jordan did when Iverson put that cross on him. That's what I'm trying to see. So you saying it went down like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I feel you might be going for the Lakers this year.
Man, I've never been a Laker fan, but it's been exciting to watch. Even the game last night was pretty fun, man. It reminded me of watching Kobe. Cause I'm a LeBron fan, sure, man, but I've never really had a team because I'm such a competitor. I love players, man. I love studying the game. I love, these new kids are just outrageous, man. I would love to hoop with John Morant or, really John. I feel like he's one of the best people in the league. Little mellow ball. Like I love watching these young dudes, man, that play like I used to play before Steph, before Steph changed the NBA. Like my age, when we were known for running and gunning like that. I would come down and pull up from. I would take maybe a dribble past half court, man. I could pull up from anywhere. And I had the green light like that for my entire career. So you can imagine, give me the rock. I'm not going to miss.
Hey, yo, I wish I could dig up some footage of you balling because it's like, you ever thought about going into the NBA?
Oh, it's on YouTube, man. Oh, well, for sure. My dad, that's really what he wanted me to do, man. And for a while, I really thought that was going to be the case. And I always tell my dad, I used to always tell my dad all the time that for him to want me to go to the NBA so bad, the worst thing he could have done was take me on tour with him and allow me to experience what it was like to come out and perform to 20,000, 30,000 people, man. And I've already hooped on that level. I had already hooped in front of people. I had already played at the most elite level, both pro-am and both collegiate, to not even have gone to college. So I never got the same feeling from hooping as I did from making music, man, or performing. I think, being on stage is really nothing like it. And that's where I feel most is home, like most of even a lot of greats say, man. It's like I know I'm meant to be up there, man, on another level. I can always play ball, but you really can't touch the people like you can when you're making music.
Exactly. Hey, and I'm looking, hey, Brian.
I could probably still go to the NBA, though. I see the footage of J. Cole, but he can't guard me either.
You said, right.
He's confident.
Who, J. Cole?
Yeah. That'll be a good battle. You and J. Cole go one-on-one.
Now the way he talk, he talk like J. Cole's an amateur. Huh? You want to get that going? You want to make that happen, huh?
We could definitely do that.
Wow. So
it will happen, I'm sure, eventually. By next year, I'll be at the celebrity games.
Hey, yo,
You'll
so
see it.
let's go back to the music, man. So, how many instruments you playing now?
I play piano, man. I play guitar. I play drums. Play a little bass. Um, Piano is my main instrument, though. And since I play piano, man, I pretty much virtually play everything, and that's really one of the things that I think sets me apart, man, from a lot of these young kids, because a lot of them can't play instruments, man. And I can't remember the last time I saw somebody that impressed me that could actually play and sing at the same time, that looked like me, especially. So I really definitely want to be an artist that kind of brings that back, man. I can come out and I can give you that Cole. I can stand up and pick that guitar up and go straight, Foo Fighters if I need to. Or I can put both those instruments down and just grab that mic, man, and I can give you MJ and Prince. So I really, really look forward to, especially now that everything's opening back up, to finally showing people my live show, because it's going to be something, man. I'm hoping everyone by the third song is butt naked. That's always my goal.
So you have a unique style, I see. So I see your nails are painted.
Thank you.
I saw
Oh yeah, my daughter.
Little Yacha. What is it? Little Yacht was just on something showing his nails.
Yeah.
Yachty.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm
He's actually he's dropping his non-binary nail color, which is actually why I started doing my nails, because they asked me to be an ambassador for them. So my daughter and I got our joints done the other day.
Okay, so that's creative. Yeah. I like it. Can you show those one more time?
Oh, let me see.
Your nails.
Yeah.
Okay.
You gotta get the details, though. You see the glitter?
Hey, Khalil, Shanique.
Yeah,
y'all might gotta hold this down.
Okay,
so is that part of the non-binary? Is that what you're trying to push? Well, for yourself or your child? I know you said you and your daughter did it together.
For me, just on the spiritual side, man, and even with my music, I've always tried my best to blend the masculine and feminine together as I can. I try my best not to use a lot of he or she's in my music. I really like it to be whoever's listening, no matter who they're loving, can fall right into it without it having to be based on any type of sex or any type of gender or any type of that. Regardless of whatever my personal preferences are, I've been blessed to have been, I've grown up around all types of people, man. I've been around everybody from every, walk of life, from the top to the bottom, to be honest. And as an artist in this new world, man, I have to be someone that kind of champions, just loving who you love, being who you are, because that's definitely me, man. And that's another thing that I definitely champion a bunch of my music, is to be you, be the best you possible. And as long as you're not hurting yourself or anybody else, chances are you're doing all right.
Okay.
So all right. So what's some of the what's some of the goals you got set? You mentioned earlier, like for music within the next 3 months. Like where you see, because things is opening up, and you've been putting out music every week. Every week you've been putting out music. So what are you looking at on how to what's going to happen next with you? You know what I mean? Because you sound confident, and I respect that. You know what I mean? Will you look? How you looking at?
Next phase is definitely my live show, man.
The live show?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Do you got background singers, or how's your live show set up? You know what I
mean? It's really just me and my band, man. At this point, background singers, I don't know, maybe down the line eventually. But with technology now, man, and the way I run my particular show, most shows I really don't even need my band. I can go from a club to a stadium already, and that's kind of how I had planned last year. That I wanted my show to be able to feel like. I want to be able to play the juke joints all the way up to the biggest arenas possible. So I've really tried to make my show as self-sufficient as possible, and it's really only as of late that I've made an album or two that I feel like was worthy of the band I wanted. And that's why, man, this summer is going to get real fun. And leading up to the end of the year, when I drop these full EPs that are mostly singles, I am that I have been releasing are accompanied on, which I'm really, really excited about. One, two, three. I've got three of them. I got three full-length EPs. One's more pop rock, one is straight R&B, Maxwell, D'Angelo, and the other is a hip hop, more rap album.
Wow.
And then
okay.
my rock band, which is me and my brother, we have 2 albums coming as well in the fall. So yeah, man, there's going to be a lot of music, a lot of shows. I'm also dropping my book, the Finding Success, the Player's Handbook to Finding Success and Happiness. It's like a self-help book for young men, young Black men especially, but also for something that young women can pick up and read as well, just to gain some insight into the mind of a young man that is, for lack of a better word, highly sought after, whether it's relationships, whether it's career, whether it's health, anything. I want my book to really be something that you can pick up at any time. If you just need a little advice from someone that you can trust, has definitely been through whatever it is that you're going through, especially if you're a young man, especially if you're a young man who considers himself to be, a player in any sense, whether that's a hustler, whether that's just women, anything. Chances are, man, I can help you make better decisions based on my crazy accelerated lifestyle, man. And I've always said it would be remiss of me not to share these gems and these things I've been able to learn during my journey with these young kids growing up that get thrown into this life with no idea and no life support. I would really like to become that OG in a sense to these young kids, that they know that they have someone in the game that they're going to have to compete with as well, but that I'll never make them feel like they can't talk to me. I want to also be that personable artist. What my dad never learned was, you can't be so introverted that you can't help the people that look up to you either. And for me, man, I'm all about each one teach one and passing along this knowledge. And as someone who believes that even my OGs, the Quincy's and the MJs and the Stevies that we still have around us, haven't really had a young kid to pass the torch yet too.
Right.
I believe that's me, man. So that's really what I'm going for, honestly.
But let me. Here's some. Do you plan on doing any music with any of your siblings?
Oh yeah, no, me and my brother are my rock band. We go by Broken Robots, and
hold on.
honestly,
What's the name? What's the name?
Band.
You said the name is called Broken Robots. What's the name of the band?
Oh yeah.
That shit is hard. I like that.
Broken Robots. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah. We've overseas we're superstars, to be honest. And this year we'll hit US hard finally, man, and I'm really, really excited about that.
What, Russia?
And then my sister, Russia too, everywhere, honestly. Everywhere. Like, to be honest, it's crazy. This last year and a half, my rock band is silently blowing up.
Yo, I see that plaque behind you on the wall. Who's that plaque? That's you? The plaque on the wall. Who's that?
My lady got that for me. It's a motivational tool, inspirational tool.
Okay, all right. So watch this. So you got your siblings, y'all working together. You got the rock band. You're gonna be moving all around. Damn, you said Russia too. Oh shit, you're gonna be in Russia. God damn, Shanique, is there anything you wanted to ask before? Because I can ask 1,000 questions.
I know, I see. So I
hold on here. Hey, yo. Hey, bro, you see how I was trying to be nice. You see what I'm trying to say? Okay, I'm gonna let you rock.
Okay, so are you uncomfortable when people bring up your father because he is so well known? I know sometimes people don't want to be in the shadow of another person. Does that ever make you feel uncomfortable?
No, not at all. Like I said earlier, it'd be one thing if my dad wasn't great. I knew early on that, my dad was a legend, man. So no, not at all. I love it. And I honestly don't get asked about him that much anymore. So that in itself is an interesting thing. You know what I mean? But no, man, that's my dad, man. I love the guy. We got some things to work out. He's still my favorite singer-songwriter and performer, other than my mama. But no, I've never felt like I was in his shadow or anything like that either. My dad is the man of his era, of his time,
right?
For what he is.
I actually had a chance to interview him years ago.
Enough.
So I had a chance to interview your dad years ago. So when I heard you speaking, you seem to have the same type of mannerisms. Do you ever get that from other people who know both of you?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. If me and my dad are together, we're spitting images.
Okay. Yeah, I picked that up. I was like,
Hey, so look, so here's something else. Look,
without a
so
doubt, can't get away from it.
You just shot a video, right? And you got a new single, right? And you just shot a video this weekend,
Oh yeah.
Is that correct?
Actually, we're shooting the video tomorrow, man.
And that's you shooting the video tomorrow?
We'll be finishing it up tomorrow.
And what's the name of the song? What's the name of the song?
We are shooting a video for my new single, Sprung, man. Sprung. Yeah. Collaboration with my buddy Duke Williams, man. Shout out to Duke.
Now tell us what that song's about.
Sprung, man. Sprung. As you can imagine, it's about a dude that's sprung. Shorty's got him whipped. He can't stop thinking about her. He's gonna do anything for her. He'll put somebody in a chokehold for her.
It's like Fatal Jackson. The Fatal Jackson, huh?
Yeah, pretty much, man. But it's a feel good. It's a feel good dance song about a dude in love, man. A guy that can't get enough from Shorty. Honestly, it's one of my favorite releases, honestly, of the year, man, because it's really an homage to that early 2000s R&B, back when people were still singing about love like that. You know what I mean? It's my music, Soul Child. It's my Joe. It's my Carl Thomas era jam. You know what I mean?
Oh, I like how you. I love it. So you know what? So you did a song. What was the name of the song? Marry Your Daughter. What made you come up with some shit like that? Marry Your Daughter. Huh?
Marry Your Daughter, man. Marry Your Daughter song changed my life. Like I tell everybody, man, the story is literally this. If it wasn't for the Taylor Swift song where she says, I talked to your dad, he said, pick out a white dress. I remember being 18 years old and hearing that, and whatever clicked in my mind was like, man, I don't think I've ever heard a wedding song from the guy's perspective, like talking to her dad. And literally, man, I went home that night. I wrote it, I produced it, I sang it, and I probably never even listened to it again, man. It's a country song, so I thought maybe I'll place it on Rascal Flatts at the time, or Keith Urban or somebody like that. And it ended up leaking on YouTube somehow, man. And you figure, fast forward 6 months after that, I got an email from someone from the Philippines. Like, yo, man, your song is a hit over here. It's a #1 hit. Everyone thinks it's your dad. So we ended up going on YouTube and realizing that we had almost 20, 30 million views. And from there, man, it's really blown up. And that is actually under my Broken Robots. That's really my rock band song. Last year, I re-released it under my Brian McKnight Jr. name, man. And we've done almost 20 million streams again in under a year. So it's one of those things, man, that, again, like, it really changed my life. It really put me on the map. And it's given me some power, man. It's given me some power even to be able to, put out these songs I've done now and build my overseas fan base on another level. And like I said, by this wedding season here in America, I imagine Marry Your Daughter will finally reach a state here. And I'm really excited about that, man, because all it's going to take is that Zales commercial and we out of here.
That Zales, with the jury joint, right?
Yes,
boy, your brain is working, man. Your brain is working, man.
Always, man.
So do you come to New York often? I know.
I used to,
COVID.
man, before the pandemic. Yeah. But no, I we spent a lot of time, man. I actually lived there for a winter. Some of my most favorite times, man. But yeah, that was a frequent stop on tour, as you can imagine. My dad being a Buffalo guy, he loves New York so much, so we spent a lot of time there, man. A lot.
So what
Jersey too, surprisingly.
Yeah. In New York and Jersey, where you stay in New York at? What borough?
Man, we stayed all over. Honestly, I couldn't tell you. I'm not one to pretend like I know, the areas like that. But no, we would be all over, man. That was one of those stops where we would hit 4 or 5 different cities over there at a time. We weren't just in the city. I will say that. That whole area, man, that whole region down there, from New York to Florida, we would really just That's where we had the most back to back to back to back dates, man. We've had so much fun on that side. Oh my gosh. And again, we did a whole lot of hooping out there too. So man, we were everywhere.
So
Everywhere.
wow, I'm just
Crazy
picturing
lot.
you in Rutgers Park getting it in. Hold up. So you said you was in Rutgers Park serving the New
Some of the
Yorkers
best
their
soup ever,
own
man.
pizza. You was serving New
Some of
Yorkers
the
their
best
own
soupers,
pizza.
man. Period.
Yeah.
Hot.
Hey,
Hot.
yo, but let me ask you. So watch this. Look, somebody had is mentioned this for me to ask you this. They asked me, said, "What's your writing process like?" Shanique asked me to say that, but she gets shy
I
when
just write, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I
give me
just
an
write,
example
man.
how you write, like what? Give us, you know.
I literally I just write, you know. That's what I tell people. I've never really had a process.
You write.
I'm
I'm just
never
saying you
not
write.
writing.
No,
You know?
right. You
I
write.
don't like
You
sit
doing the
down
melody
or
first. You make the beat first, or you just do the melody. How you do it? What's your process?
whatever comes, man. I myself personally, what makes me um so fast and so efficient is that I just allow myself to constantly be a vessel, man. Whatever comes, I allow it. You know, I still write 4 or 5 songs a week, 2 or 3 songs a day, 4 or 5 songs a day on a good day. So as you can imagine, man, there are times where I'll put up 40, 50 songs a month, 40, 50, 60
God
songs a month.
damn.
Not
Wow. Oh,
exaggerating either,
man.
not really boasting either, but I feel like, you know, for people to understand why I'm able to put out as much music as I can in so many different ways and so many different genres. It's really because, man, like I said, I was at the studio from 6 o'clock last night to 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock this morning. And I also produce and write for other people. So I'm constantly working that muscle, man. I never need to be like, I need to write a song right now or anything like that. And writer's block is non-existent in my life. If I want to write a song, I'll write a song. I could write a song right now if I wanted to. But it's just practice, man, like any other muscle. You know,
Did you hear what Shanique said?
I just do it.
Shanique said you can
You
write a
know, I
song
just
right
do it,
now.
man.
Is there anyone that you would like
I
to
write a
work
song right now.
with?
Oh yeah. That list is immense. But in this, I usually pick like 1 or 2 from each era, so I don't go on and on. But Stevie is #1 because he's still here with us, and he's my biggest influence of all time. As a piano producer, singer, songwriter, and composer, because I score movies as well. Stevie is it, and me and Stevie in the same room together would be the most cosmic thing I think that happens to Quincy and MJ. And then me, Quincy, and Stevie in the same room. Oh my God. And then definitely the rest is definitely Young Miguel, SZA, Young Kaylani. You know, on the ladies' side, you know, I would love to get in with all these young kids that are pioneering this R&B sound, just to give them that extra little bit that I know that they want. You know I have that that IQ, that musical IQ that, you know, I have all the influences with me that they wish they could pull from. I can hear where they want to go, and I know that I can get them there. Like I have it, you know. I mean, this is, again, like I said, this is why I'm here. You know, I know it. And to be able to bridge the gap, man, I want to be that connector between, you know, the old heads and this new school, both business wise and music wise. Just so they can start communicating a little more, because we only get better art, you know, once these two worlds collide, which hip hop has started to do, but it has to be so much more than that. And it hasn't happened in R&B yet, because too many of the guys in my dad's generation have so much pride, man, and they're not willing to work with these young kids. And when they are, they steal from them, and they don't evolve them. You know, for me, it's like, no, if you come work with me, you're gonna make the best music you've ever made in your life, because I don't settle for anything less. And like Pharrell and Timbaland and the great producers, you know, like Max Martin and, you know, David Foster and Diane Warren, you know, when they worked with an artist, they challenged them and made them, you know, like I tell people all the time, man, when you come work with me, you're going to hear yourself do things that you've only heard in your head and were scared to let out. I'm going to bring those things out of you. And that all just goes into being such a student myself, man, and knowing that I've been blessed and so fortunate to grow up with the best music and around the best musicians, and rub shoulders and literally pick the brains of, you know, the greats, man, the legends. You know, I met and was able to literally soak game up from everyone except MJ and Prince. to be honest, man. But there's really no one else on that list of greats that I haven't been around in some capacity. And I'm such a sponge. And I've always felt so honored, man, that I have done my best not to steal, but to always pay homage in any way to who I know is influencing whatever's coming through right now. You know, like my guru, my lady Tahida told me a few years ago, actually it was right after Prince died. And this was before she even knew I did music, doesn't have any idea who I was. Sat me down and gave me a reading and literally told me the first thing she said was, Prince is here with you. All the greats are here with you. And all they're saying to you is to make your music and give it to the world. And that was probably one of the most validating moments of my life, man, because I was going through a really, really dark time, whether or not I was even going to do music anymore. And from then on, man, it's been nonstop, and I haven't stopped. I haven't taken my foot off the gas. And I think this summer will finally be the culmination of everything I've been working on. So I'm just super excited, man, about it all, and really, really thankful to still be fortunate enough to have had a little success with Marry Your Daughter that's allowed me to live at the very least and be able to work the hours that I do and be able to take care of my kids and spend time with my lady, man. So I'm one of the luckiest guys ever.
Now, you mentioned that you've been around different celebrities. Have you ever had a fan moment? Like, did you ever fan out?
Yeah, but not for a musician. I remember meeting Sandra Bullock one time when I was younger, and at the time, she was everything to me. That's the only time I could say I was maybe starstruck, but you figure I was maybe 11 years old. But
Okay.
nah, never really been a fan out type. Only because I grew up with my dad, you know,
Right.
and he is as much of a you know, I'm a Scorpio. I'm the hardest to read, and I never really seem excited about anything. So that coupled with just already being around all these people all my life, you know, especially from playing basketball, you figure, man, I was hooping with MJ, Michael Jordan, and Charles Oakley, and Charles Barkley, and Steve Kerr, and all these dudes when I was 13, 14 years old. So, you know, I can't even think of anyone right now that if I was to walk into somewhere and be like, whoa, you know, chances are I'll end up talking to them. Just because naturally, for whatever reason, man, they gravitate to me. So, and again, being Brian McKnight Jr. definitely helps in that regard at this point.
Yo, let me ask you something. So watch this. Look,
yeah, man.
Hey, so could you hear me? You can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so when you was on the road with your father, some of the artists that y'all tour with, what's some of the memorable moments on the road, being on the road? Yeah, I hit you. Yeah, that's right.
Man.
That's how you gonna look when I got the basketball. You see that face you made? That's how it's gonna be on the basketball court when I see you.
Tour, man. Our first U.S. tour, the first year we toured, it was my dad, Boyz II Men, New Edition, Joe, and Carl Thomas, all on the same bill. All on the same bill. And some nights En Vogue would switch out. Some nights Frankie Beverly and Maze would switch out. Some nights John B would be there. Who else was on that tour with us? Everybody was on that tour with us. I think Tank was on a few dates. Because you figure at this time it's 2009, 2010, so it's still kind of popping for the Neo Solars and all them. One dude's name I'm forgetting. But everybody, man, that was one of my favorite tours. I'll never forget being backstage. Or not even backstage. I remember being in an airport in Africa with Boyz II Men, right? And Cisco. It's so random. And playing in my music. I was playing my music from when I was 16, when I was 17, and planning on cutting tracks with Boyz II Men at 18 years old. You know, that was kind of where I was then, man. So you really couldn't tell 18-year-old me nothing. You know, I can't imagine, you know, how big my head was at that point, just living the type of life that I was living, man. And not to mention being overseas, hooping and playing or hooping and, you know, doing shows. I was literally living the dream, man, at that point. While also, again, getting this, you know, being able to watch my dad close a show, being able to watch Boyz II Men open a show, being able to watch Joe come out, no ears ever, full band, stadium, and sound purer than the record. You know, that's things that people aren't being taught in terms of artist development anymore. They throw these young kids out on these stages, man, that have never performed for anybody, and wonder why these kids can't tour. You know, wonder why they, you know, anxiety or whatever. Which is a real thing, man. That's why, you know, artist development is huge. And my brother and I know we're among that last generation of even musical kids that were able to pay their dues and learn, you know, the ropes on the road like we did. 4 a.m. lobby calls, 4 or 5 interviews in a day, doing 2 shows a night in Japan for 8 days straight. You know, all those things are what, you know, I can walk into any arena at any time and crush it. You know, just because I did it for a decade, man, and I wouldn't trade that time for nothing. That's knowledge, and that's, you know, that's stuff you can't pay for now. So I really look forward, man. Again, to my live show is gonna be insane. It's gonna be insane. Imagine if MJ and Prince and Stevie did a show together.
That's you.
That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it.
Yo, this is amazing, man. This is really amazing, man. And somebody, my man Kevin Crump just added something on. He said it's gonna pop up on the screen if it pops up because the computer. It says artist development. That's a powerful word. Amen, brother. You know what I mean? You know, because right now, you know, this generation artist development don't even exist. And like I said, just, you know, just keeping it real with you. You know, it's a different generation, man. They're gonna do what they're gonna do, and like I said, they're gonna pave their own way, just like how you paving your way from like our generation. You paving your way, but I gotta give it to you, man, because you know what you just said. A lot of things you said, I really want you to know that you hit it on the nail. You hit stuff on the nail. When we talking about the artist development, we talking about certain things people don't know about, you know, the traveling, like the interviews, the back-to-back shows and all of that whole grind. That whole grind is real. You know, even like what, you know, they got me like wow. I'm like you on your journey is when I see an artist that is passionate about making music, writing 4 or 5 songs in a week or even a day. You know they're gonna have a big. Their future gonna be big because a lot of people can't do that, man. And like I said, in order to do that, it has to really be in you. You know what I mean? And you know, just because your father did it back then, that was a different way people did music. It's gonna be done a whole nother way now with your time. So you just gotta, you know, do what you're doing, and it's pretty much it's gonna unfold the way it's supposed to unfold in this time. And another thing is that I love the fact that, you know, you're still doing stuff with your siblings. You know what I mean? And that's important. That's important. Hold on a second. Yeah, who you call? My man said this interview made my day. Kevin Crump said that. You know, Kevin, shut up, Kevin. All right, please.
Now, how does your music?
I didn't say that. Brian said that, Kevin. Okay.
How is your music? How do you compare your music to what's already out there?
I would call it a breath of fresh air, man. You know, especially the R&B album I'm working on. I think it's the perfect balance between that old school vibe and the freeness of what these new kids can do. I think what I've done with my R&B dance, sexy dance album is bridge those 2 worlds together as best as I can. You know, I in no way pretend like I'm one of these young dudes, one of these crazy, you know, young whippersnapper guys. You know, I am an OG now myself at this point, you know, just because I'm that middle child like J. Cole as well. So it's grown up, you know, it's definitely grown and sexy, but I have those lyrics in there that still at sometimes could make the young kids go, ooh, what is that? Especially the young women, you know, my R&B album is, I mean, it's made for dancing or making love. Like that's literally period. It's called How Does It Feel? And the whole thing just takes you on a journey. Imagine that night where you meet that person, you go from dancing to dancing, you know what I mean? And I want you, and my goal has always been to, you know, I want everyone in the household to be able to listen.
Shanique, what you just laughing about when he said dancing? Hey, Brian, we got hold on. Keep. What are you talking? Hey, Brian, I'm gonna call you after the show. What are you doing, Shanique? Yo, hey, Brian, take your time, Brian. Take your time. Yo, look, Brian. Hey, Brian, look, watch this. I want to play this because I want everybody to see what you was talking about, because I'm looking at it right now. Marry Your Daughter. It's 2.8 million views. Oh my God. And that's you playing it on the piano?
Yeah.
Oh, you got a fresh haircut, boy. You got the fresh shape up, Shanique. I'm letting you know he on his gangster fall right now. Okay, let me see. Watch this. Hold on a second. I'm gonna see if I get this on there. Hold on a second, yo.
Okay.
Yeah, we can't do anything but hold on.
Hey, Brian, I want you to know this. You hear me, Brian? Just watch what I say. Every now and then, you see Shanique, right? You see her? You see her, right? You can see her, right? They disappeared. They'll be. What happened to her? She just left. When people say something real weird, they just disappear. We don't know what happened to them. Oh, there she go. So, people got to be real careful what they say, B. You feeling me? They got to be real careful because they just disappear. Not like the mafia disappear. You know what I mean? Not like, but they just disappear. I'm like, what?
Do you have a nickname or do people mostly call you Brian?
Oh, man, I got a few. Junior, BJ, if you're close to me. B, I went by Just Incredible for a while.
Oh, okay.
But really Junior. Junior is that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Okay.
Junior. B.
I like B.
Oh wow, yeah, that's the old school. Thank you. Yeah, that was some hooping for sure.
Hey, B. Okay. I'm going to play for everybody's out there listening right now. Listen, this joint, look, he wrote this joint called Marry Your Daughter. The concept is bananas. It's banana concept. This will be that wedding joint, like, Jagged Edge, Tender Love, you know what I mean? Larry Graham. This will be one of those wedding joints, man, like Case joint, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna play it, B. Right? Here you go. A lot of y'all feel like this right now. Oh shit, that shit crazy. Just fucking phenomenal. Oh shit. I know some of y'all want to be like, yo, I'm excited he was on the show today. Oh shit, damn. I just want to dance with him too. And some of y'all saying, Shanique, you lucky you gave him a good review today, Shanique. You lucky you gave him a good review today, Shanique, because that little baby is coming to smack the shit out of you. Hey, look, but yo, bro, we got to wrap it up, man. It's been a pleasure, an honor. He has a new single that he's shooting. It's coming out. It's called Sprung. Y'all can go on YouTube and check out, all his previous things he's done, performances and, all the things he have, been doing throughout the years. What's your social media handles and all that like that? What's your social media handles?
Social media, man. Easy. I am Brian McKnight Jr. everywhere. Anywhere you can find me, I'm Brian McKnight Jr., man. Really. And I've got a lot for you.
Shanique, you want to say last word for us closing out, Shanique?
Well, it was a pleasure, and I definitely will start following you. Toxin Magazine is my magazine, so we'll definitely keep track on what you're doing.
Yeah, because she got a nice.
Thank you so much, really.
Listen, she has a magazine, a YouTube channel. She interviewed your father and stuff like that. So before. So we're gonna be talking. Yeah, years ago. That's when you had just a little dry booger in one of your left nose, but you got it out a lot of times when you sing it. But look, my brother. Hey, I gotta wrap it up because I gotta go to this hip hop museum thing. But my man, it was a pleasure. Shout out to Rob Swart, Kev Crump, Shanique, Pebbly Pooh. Stevie D.
Thank y'all so much, man.
Thanks for being a guest on the Force MD's Morning Show featuring Dr. Pebbly Pooh with our correspondent there, Shanique Bird from Toxin Magazine.
It's Toxin, TOCSIN magazine.com.
I said it wrong. But look, I gotta go.
Okay.
Yo, listen, my brother, yo, you are the effing truth, bro. And I'm telling you right now, everybody that's